Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Lubna from Morocco. I am a resident of ETP. So it is my pleasure to share with you our works regarding outbreaks of nephrocalcinosis related to vitamin D in Morocco between 2012 and 2016. In Morocco, vitamin D2 is given as part of the National Program for Preventing Rickets established in 1972. 2 doses are recommended, 600,000 each, the first dose at birth and the second one at 6 months. It is well known that vitamin D overdoses lead to nephrocalcinosis and cardiac complications. Adverse reaction of vitamin D2 are received as part of the pharmacovigilance system, which is a passive surveillance system that aims to detect, assess, understand, and prevent adverse effects or any other drug-related problems. On June 2012, we received the first report of nephrocalcinosis in infants through the pharmacovigilance system that was established since 1989. Reports were notified as adverse drug reactions of vitamin D2, and among these reports we have 1 death. The objectives of our study are to identify the underlying causes of these outbreaks and to put in place control and prevention measures to prevent their occurrence. For the study design, it is a descriptive study of case reports related to vitamin D2 in infants in the Moroccan Pharmacovigilance Database from 2012 to 2016. For the case definition, it is a report with nephrocalcinosis, radiologically confirmed and or hypercalcemia biologically confirmed related to vitamin D in infants in the pharmacovigilance database in this period, and reports were collected through adverse event standard reporting form and oral interview. So in pharmacovigilance, when we receive an adverse event, we do the causality assessment in order to know if there is a reasonable link between this event and the drug. So once there is this reasonable link, we talk about an adverse drug reaction. Then we assess the preventability in order to classify this adverse drug reaction on non-preventable adverse drug reaction or preventable one. Then we consider that it is a medication error. So we perform the root cause analysis, which is an investigation technique that identifies underlying causes and contributing factors that lead to medication errors using the Ishikawa diagram. So for results, the number of cases received was 31. Among these cases, we have two cases that had a fatal outcome, one due to cardiac arrest and the second one to terminal renal failure. Here is the annual distribution of cases due to vitamin D2 by years in our database. Causality assessment was stated certain for all cases on a scale that varies from certain to unlikely, and all cases were exclusively due to vitamin D2, and all other etiologies of nephrocalcinosis have been excluded. All cases were scored preventable, so they were considered as medication errors. The age of infants ranged from 10 days to 6 months, and male-to-male ratio was 3.3 to 1. Here are the undertaken actions that was done during the study progress. So when we received the first death in June 2012, it was considered as a signal in our database. So we sent 2 letters to our drug regulatory authority. We had initial contact with the Moroccan Program for Preventing Rickets. Our technical committee of pharmacovigilance met to make recommendation proposals. We published a brief report on this issue, and we organized awareness programs for pediatricians, nurses, and other healthcare professionals to raise their awareness. On June 2013, we have the second death. Then we write a letter to our Minister of Health. The National Commission of Pharmacovigilance met in order to validate the recommendation proposals, and we implement these recommendations. Regarding the underlying causes identified, based on oral interview, we find that there is lack of information of our healthcare professionals about signs and symptoms of vitamin D overdoses. So in fact, the 31 cases were reported as adverse drug reaction and not as overdoses of vitamin D. Regarding the medicine, we find that there is a discordance between the patient package insert and the dictionary of drugs regarding the dose. So it was like a source of this confusion for our healthcare professionals. In Morocco, we have also same formulation for both adults and infants of vitamin D2. Regarding the parents, we have one case of abuse that so the physician prescribed the first dose, but an extra dose was given by the parents. Also, we have the issue of self-medication, which is a common practice in our context, and we have 2 cases due to self-medication. Regarding the Moroccan program for preventing rickets, the dose recommended is 3 times higher than the one recommended by international guidelines. In fact, the dose of 600,000 were accurate in 1972, where the prevalence of rickets was very high at this time, but nowadays the prevalence has significantly decreased, so the dose should be amended. So following our investigation, implemented the actions are amendment of recommended dose of vitamin D2 by the Moroccan program for preventing rickets. So it's 200,000 instead of 600,000. Marketing of the pediatric formulation vitamin D2, adding vitamin D2 2,100,000 in the medicine essential list, raising awareness of healthcare professionals about the risks related to vitamin D overdoses, and educating patients to risk related to vitamin D, self-medication, and abuse. So for discussion, from 2012 to 2013, reports of vitamin D2 nephrocalcinosis increased because we organized awareness programs and we published brief reports to draw the attention of our healthcare professionals on this issue, so they began to report these cases. Since 2014, report decreased gradually because some of proposed recommendations have been implemented, and in 2017, we didn't receive any reports on this issue. In France, the same doses of vitamin D were recommended, 600,000 in 1971, but they were amended in 1992. In Quebec, here are some causes of vitamin D overdoses in infants that were published regarding confusing labeling of vitamin D presentations, packaging similarities between infants and adults, and the fact that vitamin D is an over-the-counter medicine, so that leads to self-medication. So the limitation of our study is the lack of collaboration among different health departments that lead to delay in implementing proposed actions. And in conclusion, our investigation confirmed the link between the nephrocalcinosis outbreaks and vitamin D2 overdoses. Underlying causes have been identified and actions have been implemented. So as recommendation, we want to stress on the fact that medicines used as part of public health programs should be closely monitored in order to evaluate their safety, and also the importance of effective collaboration between among health departments is key to enable quick response and to public health risks. My acknowledgements go to Professor Asma Khattabi, to the Moroccan Pharmacovigilance Center, and to the Medipiet Module Review facilitators. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Any question? Yes.
Thank you for the nice presentation. Actually, I had a short question about the male to female ratio.
Sorry?
Male to female ratio,
Yes.
as you said, it's male about 3.3 to 1. Is there any explanation for that? And did you exclude other causes of nephrocalcinosis in your study that could lead to nephrocalcinosis rather than only vitamin D2? And lastly, about your recommendation, is there any recommendation about changing of labeling and packaging of vitamin D for the children and for the adults?
Okay.
Changing the packaging and labeling. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your question. So regarding the male to male, we didn't find any difference in the literatures. There is no explanation. I didn't find any explanation. Regarding the other etiologies, all have been excluded. It is as part of the causality assessment. So it has been, all of them have been excluded. That's why they were considered as certain. Regarding the packaging, in Morocco, before there was just one presentation. Now we have two presentations, but we asked to have the photo of, for example, of a children in the packaging, and in order to make the difference, but we didn't succeed to have that. We asked for that, but we didn't succeed to do it. Yes, thank you.
Thank you for a very interesting and important presentation. I'd like to ask, do you give this 200,000 doses to children who were born in different, regardless of season they were born? Because in Armenia, for example, there is an item. It's better to have light rachitis than to have hypervitaminosis D. And children who are born in late spring and summer, they don't receive any vitamin D artificially.
In Morocco, we give that regardless of the season. It is mandatory for all our children, and it is given at birth and 6 months.
And it's you in your presentation, in your discussions, you compared Morocco with France and Quebec. That these countries have no sun actually. It's kind of you should compare your country with geographical areas, same like
I didn't find literature on this issue, but I agree with you. We should take into account the sun and the infants that have milk fortified with vitamin D. All these should be taken into account.
Our pediatric guidelines do not require vitamin D for children who are born in summer, and we don't have problems. Maybe just
yes, I will. I will take that into account. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your contribution, and we